The Sentai Review, episode 150.
This is your fault.
Wow. That's an interesting way to start this episode with and we didn't even get it recorded. Yeah. It's another one of those stories that you won't get out.
No, it's whatever. I got a continuation to the story that must not be told, which will not be told until tomorrow when we're hanging out at Shane's and I tell his old lady about it when we're outside smoking, so she can laugh. Because Shane don't give a fuck.
About the women you date, no.
Well, I would take open applications for the fans, but, yeah, about that.
That might be bad.
Yeah, that's why I said about that. So either way, I do believe we are recording, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so then yes, we are
150.
recording. Shit, and my dumb ass just closed fucking Facebook. Hold on. Because once again, as Bill stated, this is your fault.
Reploid Bill, William Bush.
Seth Level Sario.
Scott Action Jackson.
Shane McCree, Proto Guy.
Hey guys, I know you're about to get your podcast on, so I'll be quick. If at any time you feel like dropping your own opinion into what we're talking about, head on over to fandomnight.com and all of the contact information for every single one of our shows, including the one you're about to watch, is there. Alright guys, I'll leave you alone. Okay, so, as the tag said, whatever is about to take place here in this episode is your fault. I asked the question, what is episode 150? And we got confusing remarks and remarks that made sense and just remarks. So let's run through.
Hold on, I have to use the actual m.facebook.com because apparently my phone is being a stupid cocksucker right now. Hold on.
Okay, well, while his phone continues to suck on cock, which I'm not
in a
sure
good way either.
what app you have, but enjoy
Just
it.
the standard fucking Facebook app.
The standard Facebook app sucks?
On mine it does. I'll open it up and it says, up, an error occurred, force closed.
Man.
And then it'll start up again and it'll be, up, an error occurred, force closed.
Have you tried uninstalling it and reinstalling?
7 times, yes.
Have you
Turning it off. Turning it back on. Yes. I've done all the standard idiot fucking guide to working with technology. Unplug it, plug it back in, fucking turn it off, turn it on. Actually, no, I think that's one thing I haven't done. Hold on, let me try that.
Have you tried applying a sledgehammer to the phone?
No, because I still need that for other shit.
So the very first person to comment on this was Josh Turnbull, and he says, "Oh geez, that's coming up soon, isn't it? Can't wait to see what's in store for the 150th episode of Pervy Zordon, Unlock Megazord Backdoor, viewing plot holes after being warned not to, and filling blah blah
the
blah
command center's
blah blah."
basement where people
everybody
question
wrote?
Zordon.
No,
Blah,
that
blah,
would be
blah,
amazing.
blah.
Sorry.
Yeah, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that'd be fucking
Sorry.
awesome.
Okay, that was me. I got all
Yeah.
fucked up. I looked up and then looked back and lost where I was. I was like blah 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 blah, and then for some reason I looked up, and I don't even know why. I just looked up and looked at everybody. Then I looked back down. And I was like, "Fuck, where was I?"
Oh, and talking about costumes, mechs, and episodes of Power Rangers. LOL.
Yep.
Okay, and that's what he said.
Yep.
Just not what all we said in between what he said.
And then after that was past Scott, who said, who is episode 150?
Me.
And then Pascal Benjamin says, I got one better. How is episode 150V?
I think he meant to hit question mark because that's usually the shortcut for you hold it down and it'll... Either way.
Well, however it turns out is your guys' fault. That's what.
Yep, exactly. But then that gets followed by Josh, who then asks, why is episode 150? Because he wants to continue the trend.
Because I can't do 151 till we do this.
I mean, we almost did. We were waiting on Shane.
So,
And Shane runs on
crap.
Greg time now.
All right, here goes.
Okay.
This seems to be our first one.
Yeah.
Thoughts on HyperForce? Not a review, but just looking for your opinions on the concept of a tabletop Power Rangers RPG. Do you think it could be popular amongst the Ranger fandom?
Truth be told, when it comes down to it, the only way that it could actually become popular amongst the Ranger fandom is the reason why it is popular amongst the Ranger fandom is you have to be a fan of both Rangers and D&D. Because I've had, I give one of my coworkers a ride home.
Have you watched any of it?
No.
It's not.
I
it's
have
not your
seen
basic D&D from what I've been looking.
When I
Right.
watch it, I'm like, do you know, it would be cool if they had like some animation over some of this stuff while it's going on.
Right.
It's something about it bothers me. The game itself, if the game is an actual functional game with rules and everything, then anybody could play it. And yes, you could probably enjoy this game.
Yeah.
But something about this game feels staged. From the people they get to come in and play, and the way the storylines just happen to
Rangers and stuff.
Yeah, but the storylines pan a very specific way all the time. It's not like the character interactions are actually driving a story. It feels staged. It's hard for me to explain. I've seen very little of it, but the couple things I saw just seemed too coincidental. Like it
Right.
might not actually be a game, but a weird marketing ploy, and some of it might be scripted and staged. Like, for lack of a better term, wrestling. There's an actual show taking place that takes skill and drive to get us where we need to go, but the result was already planned before the players ever entered the arena.
Right.
And I can't help but feel like that's taking place when I watch these guys play.
No, I can completely understand that because, as most people know, for anybody who watched the fucking hey, it's Sario's birthday for me doing the test of the 360 cam for when we went to the anime con. Literally, I was wearing my fucking Sweet Dragon T-shirt, which for anybody who knows that reference knows that that's Takahata 101's fucking D&D stream that he does on his channel with fucking Chris Zito and fucking Gaijin Goomba and Senile Snake and his sister Mani as the DM. And then I also watched Team 4 Stars at the Table fucking D&D stream, and I watched both of those, and those are actual, like, to me, those are great fucking D&D shows. I was also listening to fucking Nerd Poker, hosted by comedian Brian Posehn and a bunch of his friends, and that is a legit D&D game. This I've kind of been avoiding just simply from the standpoint of, yes, it's Rangers, and I feel like it's something that we need to be covering, but at the same time, some of the shit I've seen and some of the shit I've heard, I feel like I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't be like the D&D experience. Like, we've played D&D, all of us have. Every single one of us in this room have sat around your fucking table and played your version of a Star Trek D&D, and we got sucked into the universe and played like normal, but again, that drove the story.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Can you buy it?
That's the real question.
Because if you can buy it, it's real, and I might just kind of back off. But something about this seems like an odd publicity stunt, where if it's a real game with real rules, somebody should be able to explain those rules to me, and I should just be able to play it by now.
Yeah, because of the fact that it's just mostly off of a show, and we don't know the details of the source of the rules that they're going off of. We don't know if it's like off of like another off-brand D&D books and stuff. So
I don't know, because I'm looking it up right now, and so far all I can find
or like the
is
Mutants
that
and
it's
Mastermind stuff.
That I know
Right.
you can't purchase it, which means there's not an official rule book for me to pull information from, which also leads me to the idea that something about it feels staged.
Right.
If this is a real D&D game, I think that by now they should have released it and let us just go with it.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't sell. I mean, realistically, it'd sell like crazy.
I think
Right.
with something like that, if it was something that we can like buy books and stuff and start making our own characters, and we started something
You'd only
like
need
that,
one book.
yeah, but
yeah.
Yeah, but if we started like a campaign for something like that,
Well, no,
people might be
technically, if they
interested.
did it
so-
right, there would end up being 2 books. There would be the Zordon whistle stick bitch, fucking question mark bitch, alpha hand guide to being the DM and telling you not to view plot holes. And then there would be what would be referred to as the Ranger's Guide, so you can make your own Ranger and be fucking RP form broke, where you're fucking Gold Ranger with the fucking
To my
Green
experience,
Ranger
to my
shield.
experience,
bad
when you
guy
buy a,
book.
Yeah.
to my experience, when you buy a D&D book, a D&D book, it's usually always for the DM. Like most of the people that come in to play DM, most of the people that come in to play D&D, in my experience, don't bring a book with them because they don't need one. They need the information for their character, and that's it.
Right.
Although it's nice to have some of the guidelines for it, but
Yeah, but it's also there are also DMs that will tell you to put your book away
Yeah.
because you are not supposed to have access to the information that he has.
Yep. Yeah, basically you're supposed to work on your character, and then anything that is important at the time you're supposed to write down. So if you're a mage, you best write down all your spells and what the fuck they do and their DC saves and their damage rolls, because otherwise you ain't looking that shit up.
Yeah, a lot of DMs will
you
tell
better
you to,
have a deck of many things to be able to pull them spells out.
a lot of DMs will keep you off the books because they don't want you looking up things and reading things instead of playing the game.
Yeah, and
Just
the fact
to answer your question, I don't see that this couldn't be a big thing, but right now it seems too fake to be a real thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
If it was a publicity stunt to sell the game, by now they should be selling the game.
Exactly. In which case, like I said, the only thing I could find that even leads to anything that might allow you to purchase it, but I'd have to do some a little bit of some digging on this.
Since
is
it finished airing in April,
yep.
so it's done.
Oh, it is actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
done.
Yeah, I
25
haven't
One
seen a new
season,
episode in a while.
26 episodes.
25
But see,
episodes and a
that's
special.
exactly what my irritation
And
was
no matter
with
what,
it.
I went to their website, and no matter what, you can't buy it. Right?
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Whatever they were playing, whatever was designed is not a real game, and that's the reason when I watched, I probably saw 2 episodes, and it only took 2 episodes for me to be like, this is staged. This is just another incredibly low-key, no-money Ranger show where they got a bunch of guys to come in and just speak their lines. It was almost, to explain it to you, it would be like you were part of the table reading.
Yep.
Yeah, but this is the first time that they actually made a bulk of Power Ranger.
In a table reading.
Officially a Power
In a
Ranger.
table reading where they
Yeah.
didn't actually have to put any money or thought
Hey,
into it.
Hey, that's better than nothing. Because it is nothing, but it doesn't matter.
I was going to say, it is nothing.
No, it's imagination.
He says, I've managed to catch every episode, and it had its fun moments. Definitely great for,
Background listening.
yes, curious if you guys have seen some parts. And like I said, yes, I feel like there's something very staged about it.
I've
If it
seen
would have
some of
been
it
an
too, so.
actual game of D&D with these guys coming in, because also some of these people that came in to play, something tells me they don't play D&D. I just got this feeling
what
like
gave
some of
it
the
away?
guys they got coming in there don't actually play D&D. But regardless, top 5 or top 10 ranking of best anime, cartoon mecha designs, because mecha genre is the best genre. Okay, so he's asking the best 5 mechs in anime, and that's all we're going to do is 5 if we do them at all.
But that's for another thing.
No, it's not. It's the way this episode is. I told them that I would address whatever they put down here, and that's what we'll do. So as quick as you can do it, if you can't come up with a list, fuck it, you pass. Do you have 5 mechs from animes that were cool? Such as and this goes for Super Mecha and Real Mecha. Real Mecha is in the Gundam category. Super Mecha is in the Big O category.
I got nothing.
Really? You didn't like Big O or Evangelion
my
or
number-
Escaflowne or anything?
The only thing I could say remotely is probably the Ryo Oki ship in Tenchi, but that's not even a mecha, so.
Wow, you don't like anything mecha. I didn't see that coming.
I never watched a full episode of anything with mechas, so.
That blows my mind. It really does.
Well,
Because
other than Power Rangers.
That's the reason it blows my
That's
mind is
not
because
anime mecha.
yes, it is. That's Super Mecha.
Yeah,
But
it's super.
That's
It's
not
not
real
anime
mecha.
style.
That's yes, it is. That's Super Mecha.
Watching Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I don't see anime. I see
That's Voltron. That's Super Mecha.
yeah.
okay. Voltron then.
Yeah,
That's all I can say, Voltron.
that is Super Mecha. That's
Yeah.
exactly what Power Rangers
considering
is.
the fact that most of the robots now are CGI. Technically speaking, CGI is anime now.
Especially
Oh, fuck.
since CGI is now catered into
rats,
anime.
Get to it, homie.
That's exactly where they took that from Power Rangers. Is there used to be super robots,
Yeah.
and super robots were giant robots that fought alien monsters that were giant kaiju, and that's what they did with every single one of those episodes.
Fuck. Okay, I think I've got my list then. Number 5 would be Wing Gundam. Number 4 would have to be fucking the original OG. Damn it, the original Gundam. Fuck. Why can't I think of the shit? The one that Armoro fucking piloted. I don't know. Brain not work.
RX-78?
Yes, the RX-78.
2.
Thank you. 3 would end up having to be a Cubile.
Don't give me that look. That's what he was.
Yep.
But when they never said jump into the RX-78 too. They just said jump into Gundam. You know why?
Because
Fuck
it was
the
the
Yeah, it's
RX-78 too.
Yep. But either way,
Which they do say in the
We
show.
just call Gundam. It's called Gundam.
They said
Yeah.
it in the show.
I've seen the show. It
Yeah.
says they say Gundam.
Don't
Exactly.
be mad that you missed out on my Gundam episode.
In which case, actually, I'm wrong. 5 would not be Wing. Okay, so drop everybody down by 1. So 5 will be the RX-78. 4 would end up being a Cubile. 3 would have to be Mecha Godzilla. 2 would have to be the Big O. And then, of course, my number 1 favorite Super Mecha would have to be Mega Man. Because he's a super fighting robot. Mega Man.
He is technically a mecha.
Oh,
He's getting incredibly hardcore technical. I mean, he's not.
Shane,
He's
you
not.
You can throw
You
in
can throw
the
the proto guy.
He's not fighting. He's not fighting. Yeah, but yeah, he is a mecha.
Yeah. I found a loophole. Na, na, na.
Number 5 is Big O.
Oh, dude, Big O was so neat.
Number
Yeah.
4 would be Heavy Arms from Gundam Wing.
Okay,
Fair enough.
Okay.
Number 3 would be Char Zaku.
Fair enough.
Everybody likes Char.
MS-06.
I don't really want a mass-produced mobile unit.
He wasn't mass-produced. He was a
Yeah.
command class, but he was an MS-06.
Yeah, the MS.
A Zaku 2.
I don't know. I like Char's custom.
Yeah, it was a Zaku 2, an MS-06.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I just call them Zaku's. I don't need their fancy.
Technically, there's a tag at the end of those, but it depends on what
Um,
command class you had.
I'm at number. Was that number 3 for me? Yeah.
Yes.
Number 2 would be. I'm gonna have to go with Death Scythe Hell Custom.
Fair
it was
enough.
cool.
Yeah.
Number 1 would be Proto Man.
Use the loophole.
I
Wow.
think I got mine figured.
Yeah?
I think. Okay, I'll go from the top to least since I can't.
So number 1 down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Original Voltron. Number 2, Super Fighting Robot, Mega Man.
Okay. Mega Dude. All right.
Yep. Number 3, original Gundam, the very first Gundam. I can't remember.
RX-78. Yeah, we
Yeah.
just. Yeah.
It's just called Gundam. It's just called Gundam.
That's why I said the very first Gundam.
Gundam.
Gundam is a term.
It's true.
Okay.
Because it's anything made out of Gundanium.
It's a Gundam.
High-performance mobile unit.
So number 4, since I barely saw a full episode, but I know of the show, Big O. And lastly, Endless Waltz.
Cast in the name of God.
I think that's the name of the
What?
from that movie.
What?
Or
Well, there were
The movie
there were
was
a
called
lot of
Endless
them.
Waltz.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought that was the name of it. Okay.
There was like 30 of them in there.
You're talking like the main...
5.
The main one that they showed for the publicity stuff.
That was Gundam Wing.
Angel.
Yeah, that was Wing Zero.
That was
Zero.
Wing.
Okay,
that
Wing
was,
Zero. There
That
you
was
go.
Wing Zero.
Yeah.
The custom with the.
Which, don't get me wrong, I agree with a lot of people. Like Gundam Wing, if you're gonna start off into Gundam, I recommend jumping in at Gundam Wing because out of all of the rest of them, It sucks the most, so if you can survive that.
Oh, damn! Look at your
The
face.
mechs look cool, the story sucks a dick. I went back and I watched 2 episodes. It might have just been because it was YouTube, or it might have just because those episodes were probably filler. But yeah, the story is some weak sauce.
Oh,
Hold
look
on,
at him.
Shane. Let me explain Gundam.
You
to you.
do realize that
I'm here,
SD
you.
Gundam is part of the Gundam series, and you saying that that's better than Wing. Now, let me ask you this, Seth. Out of curiosity,
I don't
did
count SD Gundam.
you have to because it's it's Gundam.
No, I count that
So-
as a side story. That's like counting Mario Party as part of the main Mario universe. Are you really going to count Mario Tennis as a main play Mario
Yes, because
game?
sometimes it means.
Oh, fuck you!
Yes.
Fucking standard Mario games are the goddamn platformers and the
No,
RPGs.
no. When
fuck you.
No, when fucking Bowser is tired of kidnapping Peach and Mario's tired of saving her ass, they have a friendly game of tennis.
Oh, and so Mario Kart fucking counts as a
Yes,
main...
because now they just want to drive.
And Mario Baseball.
Yeah, how about Mario Baseball?
No, they
how
don't
about Mario Soccer?
Oh, what about the basketball?
They also like to
There's a
drive
Mario
go-karts.
fishing game. Do you want to count the
When
Mario
they're not
fishing game?
saving
There's
the
really
day.
a fishing game?
Yes,
Holy
if memory
shit.
serves,
I didn't even know
think
that.
there's a fishing game that's if memory serves, I'm probably full of shit right now.
Motherfucking Mario does the accounting, goddammit. it.
And there was going to be a wrestling game.
Yeah,
What?
that's not a joke.
Yeah,
Yes,
there was going to be a wrestling game.
Yeah. But yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was going to be in Japan only, though, wasn't it?
I don't know, but I know
can't
it was,
remember
it
shit
was
about
mostly
it.
based off of the Strikers game.
Yeah.
They wanted to continue it from the Strikers game.
Well, I had
so-
no idea
Right.
that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a particular order. I know I love Gundam. I know I like Voltron. I know I love the giant base, the traveling city thing that was the home for the Robotech series. Don't quite like Robotech that much, but that giant SDF-1 was pretty sweet. Evangelion. Even
fair
though
enough.
that's technically not a mecha, but it is,
Nah.
because it's really like an armor over a bioorganic thing.
Like the Mega Man thing, it's real fucking...
Right, it's
Yeah.
You're
real.
on the fence.
Uh-huh.
Because while it does look like a robot, that's a living entity.
Technically, it's alive, yes.
And
I need more.
that's the only reason why I didn't put them in, even though I put Mega Man. I mean, not Mega Man. Fuck Mega Man. Proto Man. But if we just want to do robots and not, I wear metal, but I'm still a living human.
Right.
That's a tough one. That's why I left that one out, because I didn't know. Because I would have picked. I liked Asuka's one, the two, the red one. I liked that one. I didn't like the Zero, the one that
I also
Ray got.
like the designs. I also like pretty much every single mecha design that came out of Code Geass.
I didn't watch enough of the show, so I couldn't.
I've seen enough of the show through all of the AMVs that I've watched over the years.
I forgot that.
Like you mentioned, thoughts on Hasbro's acquisition of Saban? Oh, and Saban shutting down. Saban is not shutting down.
I thought,
No.
I thought the branch has closed down recently.
That's a branch. It is
Yeah.
not Saban.
Yeah.
In fact, Saban even announced there's new shows coming out for Saban.
Yep.
Saban is not gone. They closed a branch and made a retarded amount of money through selling some properties.
Yep.
Because originally this started out with, announced-wise, it started out with Hasbro buying the toy rights. And
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
And
Think of it as when Disney bought Fox.
Uh-uh.
They didn't buy all of Fox.
But it hasn't officially gone
Yes,
through
it
yet.
has.
yeah, it has.
Then how come they haven't...
It just finished a couple days ago. It was on.
Yeah.
It even posted. It's done. They bought it,
Yeah.
and it was for a retarded amount of money. Yes, the deal is closed.
Because I know that there was talks of like a Infinity trying to buy it up too and stuff like that.
It's not only closed, but Hasbro has already announced plans to step forward with most of the material that they got and some of their own material to create the Hasbro universe.
Oh, so they are going to try the Hasbro.
They're going
universe.
to try to combine Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, Transformers, and there were a couple other properties into one.
Probably like He-Man or some shit.
One giant universe thing.
I kind of hope this means that we won't see a super seasons.
Super seasons.
For
Like how-
Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Like
There
how
won't be-
like
there
how
won't be Power
Megaforce
Rangers Megaforce,
ever
and then
since
Super
Samurai?
Megaforce, and then Samurai.
Actually,
Samurai.
you're dealing with a completely different
and that's-
problem.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
You're worried about supers. You need to cross your fingers that they even do one at all.
Yep.
With Hasbro being under control, they could decide that this is no longer a series. It could become a movie, and they could say, fuck that, series don't make money. And I hate to do this to you guys, because once again, I have to go into the fucking broken record. This is a business. It's your fandom. It's their business. No series on television has ever made money.
So this one that they have planned could be the last one.
Could be.
Yeah.
And we don't know what they're going to do, but series in general make no money. No series ever produced on television ever has ever made money. They make money through merchandising and advertising.
Yep.
If a show does well, somebody might want to advertise on that show, and that can make money for the industry. But at large, series do not make money.
You ever wonder why it costs them $1 million to run 30 fucking seconds of an advertisement in the Super Bowl?
This might be interesting because Power Rangers is more or less an American version of Super Sentai, but of Super Sentai still going.
Super Sentai will keep going.
Yeah, it will keep
So
going.
that means-
Sentai is not part of Saban.
But this is now going to be up to Hasbro whether or not they care to go through this Americanization thing, because Hasbro could also take another easy route, and they could say, "What's that over there? What are you doing? Doing a what? What? Rhinos and dinosaurs? Fuck it, dub it.
Yep.
It's easier."
Yeah.
And it gets a lot of people off their backs about, I don't like Power Rangers, I only like Super Sentai because my fandom is Big Dick and your fandom is TDS.
Yep.
No, but to be fair, even if they got rid of, let's say this is the last of the Power Rangers here in America,
And
nowadays it's easier to get a hold of Super Sentai.
yes.
So while that show still goes on in Japan, we could just watch that. And because we don't have Power Rangers anymore, that will be our new Power Rangers.
if they just wanted to dub that thing and bring it over, they could dub it, bring it over, or they don't even have to dub it. They could literally sub it.
and we'll
And sell it here.
and we'll read it.
They could. They could
Yeah.
sub that series, sell it here, and sell toys.
Yep.
Wouldn't that kind of affect a shout?
Well, technically they would have a
Do
couple
we
other
care?
issues, but I'm going to double check
Well,
that.
since they've been doing the DVs.
Can I be honest with you?
Do we care?
Until like we started doing this show and everything, I didn't even know Shout existed. So they're not as big as most companies are.
You could say would that affect Shout, but let's be honest. Let's say Hasbro actually throws out the bullshit and says from now on, Super Sentai, and to make this thing happen, the first thing we're doing is while we build up towards the next series of Super Sentai coming out here in America subbed that you can watch, here's all the rest of it.
Yep.
And they could just go on a crazy thing here, and they could say, just to make this work, we're going to start subbing Super Sentai here, and we're going to release DVD packs of all the Super Sentai. Here's the Hasbro label. Padow! Now let's go on to what we actually do, and that's toys. And, like it or not, the toy properties are in a better place with Hasbro than where they were. Hasbro does toys. And if you look them up, they do pretty good toys. They're a toy corporation that hasn't dwindled and died as hard as some of the others have.
Ooh. I just noticed something because I thought about something that might become a bit of a pain in the ass. Because technically in Japan, Bandai does all the Super Sentai shit.
Yes, they
for the
do.
Toys and figs. So
it could also
Hasbro
could come down to, in order to maintain the license. See, this is where license is such a motherfucker. License is funny. See, because here's the thing. Even after what we just talked, which would make a lot of sense for Hasbro to do, there's another little added problem. Hasbro bought the license for Power Rangers. That is not Super Sentai. And even though Power Rangers has been built off Super Sentai footage, it is not Super Sentai.
Yep.
So technically, Hasbro could try like a whole new American series in general.
Yep.
If they could also go out of their way to do the very first ever full American series and then sell Power Ranger toys.
Well,
Yep.
I've been saying this for...
But that would cost a lot of money. And like I said, Hasbro's not about spending as much as they just spent to lose more money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been saying this for a while. Well, I told you this. Not really.
Well,
I've been
unless
saying
they
it for a
turn
while.
Power
But
Rangers into a cartoon, because technically
Cartoon costs an outrageous amount of money, though.
True, but
Animation ain't
cartoons
cheap.
spawn toys.
Yes, but so did Power Rangers.
dude,
True.
believe it or not,
And all they had to do was film half a series.
Power Rangers nowadays,
Because the rest of the half of the series was already done for them with fight footage and everything.
we're in 2018. And since Dino Thunder, when they started really going into the CGI mechs and not taking the footage of the robot fights and stuff out of from Japan because they're just CGIing everything.
No, we were still taking it because they were CGIing.
Yes, but it wasn't okay. You know original Power Rangers, how noticeable it was.
Yes,
Well, it started to get a little bit better.
but it's still filmed the same way. We're still using half Sentai footage, half American film.
I've been saying this. If nowadays, while Super Sentai is still popular over there, Power Rangers is popular here. Believe it or not, when we were kids, it was everywhere. But now that we've done this show, we've noticed how many Power Ranger fans there are out there. And making an American version of Power Rangers, having our actors not just fighting fucking putties, but actually fighting the monster and not taking that footage from Japan. They could do
It did start happening more often, but that was happening. We were always buying the crappy monster costume from Japan and having a guy come over here and dance because our Rangers often met up with the monsters.
And yes, sometimes on foot they would fight the monster because you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
You can tell that. I think that's Austin St. John in that costume.
Yes, you could tell when it was definitely
Because Geki was leaner.
yes.
No offense to Austin, because Austin was in shape when he was doing Power Rangers. He was in great shape.
He was stockier though. He was a bigger
He
dude.
was stockier, and you could tell the difference. Well,
Kind of like how everybody's fucking crazy dick hard about this Lord Drekken when Tommy actually appeared as the character. But I'm going to tell you why that looks really weird, too, for everybody that wants that to happen. Old Tommy's so big that when he's walking around as a ranger, it almost looks a little comical.
Yeah, how buffed and stuff.
Like, he's outrageously huge, and it doesn't look right on a Power Ranger.
because in the comics, especially, Lord Dracon is...
He's skinny. He's a lean little dude.
Think of Bruce Lee.
Yes.
Small, but lean as hell. But, when we did our own stuff, like Forever Red,
But that wasn't ours either.
Yes, but when you saw the Rangers and the fight on the moon, I think was completely our guys because you looked at Jason and
No.
Except for the Beetleborg villain.
Once it
Beetleborg
jumped
guy,
to
that was a villain.
costumes, that was the Forever Red Sentai footage. They did that over there too, but we lost. We didn't get half that episode.
No,
because half the episode had to be removed because
we didn't get.
They had Rangers we don't have.
We had ours started with
In Forever Red in Japan in that Sentai episode, they're led by Go Ranger 1.
Yeah, because over there their Forever Red was
lot more.
Was the Red Ranger from 1975 all the way up to their Wild Force.
Yes.
While here it was from Mighty Morphin to Wild Force, so we missed like what? We missed nearly 20 years of Red Ranger.
Right,
Yeah.
and all those guys were there. I've seen the comparison shot where our guys do our thing. We're like, intro, 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 intro. That was exciting, right? Theirs is like, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, holy shit! Like, when does it fucking end? And at the end, when they show that mountain shot, and those guys are like, whoa! And that big red explosion happens, we got about 30% of that mountain shot.
Well, how many do we have?
They got, dude, it's outrageous. They just look like a bunch of tiny toys almost.
You keep talking, and I'll figure it out.
Like, it was crazy to see the difference that we got compared to what they got.
But then again,
Right.
a few of the Sentai series, I think 1 or 2 didn't have an actual Red Ranger, so at least
What?
the battle. I think the Battle Fever J didn't exactly have a Red Ranger.
It did.
It did?
Yeah,
Red,
it did.
the reason the red is the leader deals with Japan.
10. We had 10 Red Rangers.
Part of why
That's it.
there's always a Red Ranger is because Japan.
Yep.
That is why.
Oh,
Red.
the Japan guy. Okay, never mind.
Colors, Ranger colors that are always there are red. For some reason, blue is always there. And I think yellow.
Yellow is actually more common than pink.
Yeah.
Because
believe.
we've seen pink turn into white with like pink stripes and stuff. But those 3 colors are really always there. Because black and green will switch.
Right.
And then
Yeah,
sometimes
red is always there. The
Red
leader
is
is always red.
always red.
And the reason that comes down to that is nothing more than Japan, from what I've been told.
Red is always the leader until Tommy gets White Ranger. Then he's leader, and he kicks Jason out.
Here. No, yeah, Hasbro acquired Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So while I would prefer that they just bring the Sentai footage over here and do toys, they can't do Super Sentai toys.
Let me ask you this.
It's not allowed.
Because
So
now-
they do have to make Power Rangers. And that brings us down to one very important question. The only question people should be asking. This is it. This is the definitive, most important question. Is it going to be a movie? A series? Just a series? Or movie and series? Because if Power Rangers continues, series cost more money and make less money than doing movies. A series is a continuous leech on your corporation that takes your money, and unless you're selling the toys, all you're doing is bleeding money.
But
Especially when you're paying your actors $1 million an episode.
Movies almost always at least break even.
you know, now that I think about it,
Or
how
more.
far do you think that they've gotten into the Americanization of Go Buster? Do you think they've finished it or not?
I'll bet you there's a stipulation under contract that said Saban can finish their work.
Okay.
Yeah.
There almost has to be. Otherwise, they would just trash
This
it.
is a question that I have because I don't
That's
think
just like Fox and the X-Men. They
Yep.
were allowed to finish their X-Men project, even though Marvel really should have said, turn that shit off.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're taking over from now.
Like, and I'm sorry if you guys liked Deadpool 2. I get it. You guys liked it. It's so great. As soon as Deadpool... Yeah, I'm hearing all kinds of talk that it was so great. Make your faces, whatever. Look, here's the thing. I'm not a Deadpool fan, so maybe this is biased. But let's be honest. The second it was acquired by Disney, Deadpool should not have been changed, but that movie should have been shut down and should have been filmed by Disney, not Fox. And that would have allowed Disney a chance to simply wake him up in a different universe, still allow it to be the same damn thing, but he should even make a reference like, I feel like things have changed.
If
Yeah.
any character can do that, Deadpool can easily do that because of what his character is.
And then he could
Yeah.
even make references like, hey, where'd so-and-so go? And like one of the other bad guys could be like, I think he's owned by a different corporation. And they could just leave it at that. And it'd be like, really, that sucks. I miss him. Or something like that. And they could reference the fact that characters are gone and things. They never should have let Fox finish out anything. Phoenix should have been canceled, or at least given a reason and a full-scale rewrite to be brought into the MCU.
because I'm going to tell you something.
Yep.
With this being Fox's last X-Men movie, I already told Bill this, but I think it's going to be bad.
I worry.
I think it's going to be bad.
I'm surprised
I'm not
Deadpool went
I'm not
over
gonna
as
say
well
it's
as it
Wolverine
did.
origin bad.
I'm kind of thankful about Dark Phoenix being the last X-Men movie compared to what I saw with the New Mutants horror movie.
Is that still happening now that I think about it? That's a Fox
it was
thing.
in production.
Dude, I
It was in
completely
production.
forgot about it.
I think that's coming out.
God damn it! Why do we
And
have that?
last I
but
heard,
see, that's
last I
exactly
heard-
what I'm getting
I
at.
heard it was pushed back again, and since if this has gone fully through,
Oh.
it might be canceled.
Oh, it's
Hold on.
through.
Hold on. I have to bring in a Jobber Wrestling Corner thing here. Hold on. Why the fuck do we ask questions on this show? Hold on.
No, really, it's you don't even have to look it up. 100% without a doubt, Disney should have put the slam, and they should have ended it. And really, Hasbro, if Hasbro was going to take command of Power Rangers, they should just jump in and do it.
Let me ask you.
And I feel like we should get a full American series, and they should take this opportunity to put it where everybody's already watching it anyway. Everybody watches it on fucking Netflix.
Well, let me ask you this, because other companies.
Who's still watching it on television?
Who own? Is Power Rangers on what network?
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon has been the one been showing it for the past couple of years.
I guess there might be people that are still
There might
watching
be some
Nickelodeon
kids
or whatever.
that watch
yeah.
it.
But realistically, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers has all moved to Netflix, and that's where the bulk of its fan base is anyway.
Every series,
and
that
to
we've
cut
gotten.
down on the bullshit of making a series,
Well, let me ask you this.
they should just make 13 episode, well thought out, or 20 episode, well thought out, full storyline content, just like they did with the new Voltron. It's not always about getting the tigers and form Voltron and use the sword. There's a story that accompanies the things that are happening that makes sense for the big moments that apply. And Power Rangers needs this treatment bad.
Shit.
Let me ask you this, because we see other networks doing it now
Yeah.
because of the boom that fucking Netflix has. Would you like to see? Because I don't think anybody's ever put this in the comments. Would you like to see a streaming service of nothing but Sentai related?
I thought there
No.
was talks. I thought there was talks about something like that going on with Saban.
There's a good chance
originally.
that there is something like that in the works, and still, no, I don't want that. I'm going to tell you something right now. We are marching towards something. It's true, the world changes, okay? Some things survive, some things die. Cassettes are dead for a reason. Videotape is dead for a reason. These things happen, and every now and then, if you want to get all retro on me and go buy your vinyl record and tell me that it was a softer, better sound, first off, you're full of bullshit, because the best sound you can ever have with anything is uncompressed full-scale audio, period.
Yep.
That is the best sound quality you could ever have, and by now, if they were smart, they would have sold full catalog uncompressed Blu-ray discs
Yep.
so that you could watch things like that, because uncompressed sound is always better. It's always better.
Hey man, those records are nostalgia.
It is. And
Yeah.
it's part of what sells them the way they do.
To be honest with you,
Although, truth be told, 8 tracks still have nostalgia for some people, but them bitches ain't coming back.
But regardless of my comment, this is true that all these things are starting to happen, and everybody wants their own fucking streaming service. I want to watch all possible TV. I need Netflix, Hulu, wrestling. Isn't there 2 fucking wrestling streaming services now?
As far as America, there is. There's WWE Network, and then there's the New Japan Pro
Two.
Wrestling.
Two fucking things for that. I also need HBO. I need Stars. I need that new fucking thing that what is that, Voodoo or whatever?
I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
PlayStation View, whatever.
No, Voodoo. V-U-D-U.
No.
Oh, that. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I need that. Oh, right now there's a streaming service that's being talked about for Disney material.
Yeah, Disney.
CW wants to start a streaming service. CBS All. I don't need 10 goddamn services to watch
You're not
fucking
done
TV.
yet, son.
Yeah, I'm not.
There's
But-
still 6.
Exactly.
Count 'em, 6 for anime.
That's
Oh, and
exactly
then the
what I'm
BBC
talking about.
Streaming
Yeah, and
services.
then there's the
They,
BBC.
it
Yes.
is going to collapse in on itself.
Yep.
The normal person cannot do that. They have to pick one or two. And as these corporations, they get the idea, well, I want to get all the CW in one place. Pull them from Netflix. Well, okay, well, we're watching Netflix or Hulu or whatever, and that's the reason, for some people, that's the reason they do that.
The reason why I canceled my Hulu is because the contract that they had with CW ended. So you can't watch the show like a couple of hours after it aired on Hulu anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You basically now, if you don't like, for me, my shift, I can't watch TV because those shows are on when I'm at work.
Well, that and the CW also wants to make its own thing. So let's say it runs out on Netflix and they pull it off of Netflix. Well, Netflix becomes less interesting. And as this happens with every single person out there, Disney doesn't want all their stuff on Hulu and Netflix because they want it for the Disney services and yada, 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 yada. After a while, these streaming services, they're going to collapse in on themselves because the reason cable worked for as long as it did is because of the variety, not because you got it because Spike TV was on there.
Yep.
Although,
don't get me wrong, I do still miss MXC. That's why I'm glad to have all 5 seasons on DVD.
You mean the only seasons that they released physically?
That's why I said all 5.
Because I think there was like a 6th one, but they didn't release
All
it.
5.
That's just like my Star Wars Clone Wars.
Yeah.
There's 4. It's 4. There was a 5th season, but
It's
it wasn't
not canon.
released single. It wasn't released as a single Blu-ray pack that you can buy. You have to get this big giant box set thing.
so there's
And
only
then,
4. So
and then there's the non-canon Clone Wars series.
No, that's still, well,
The micro
technically,
series.
if you want to get technical, the Clone Wars series is probably not canon anymore.
Yeah.
Because they've already kind of given clues as to that not actually being a canon thing.
Yeah, now technically, isn't it the fucking the other one? The
Now
Rebels.
it's just the movies.
Ah, okay.
I'm even hearing that Rebels has things in it that are pointing towards it being no longer canon.
it's
Fair
going to get
enough.
to a point where the only are the 11 movies, because when 9 comes out, then you have Rogue One, and then you have Solo.
Yeah, you've got.
And then they're making an Obi-Wan.
Yep.
Finally.
So here we go. Commentary on either a Kamen Rider episode or Super Sentai episode. I can't do that.
Technically, we already are. We're doing Masked Rider.
That's a true statement. A look at all the battleizers used in Power Rangers over the years.
I can just throw glitter at the TV when we review the next set of costumes.
I
Moving
can't do
on.
that either, but I understand that should be added to our list because really, we should talk about battleizers at some point if we're going to do a Morpher episode at some point.
Yeah, if we're going to
Yeah.
look at Morphers, why not?
Okay, discussion about what's gone down in Shattered Grid so far, or the Power Rangers fusion picks of the red, blue, green, white, yellow, and black and Ranger, yada yada heck, review Lord Drekken. Okay, here's the reason we haven't gone into the comic books yet. I'm caught up and I read them.
I have no money, so I haven't got them and read them.
I have some of the early ones.
Shane is staring off into space like,
What you looking at, Shane?
yeah.
You a little behind on your comic books?
Yes.
How far behind are we in comic books?
We'll not get into detail.
Are you on my...
Is it because of that giant list that when we go over, like it's like 3 stacks sitting under your window?
Listen, I learned some stuff about when I thought collecting comic books would be simple. They're not that long.
No.
They're not that long of books.
No.
It shouldn't take very long to get through them.
Shane,
I
no.
realized something because they keep releasing cool shit that I must have on my list. My list gets greater and greater, which means when I go to my comic book shop and I grab my comics, I have new books, new series. Now that adds on to the pile I've already got. If I took a week of doing nothing but reading books, I could get caught up.
Never
yes.
happen. Would never happen.
But that means I got to turn.
Your old lady would grab you by the dick and drag you into the bedroom and say, Shane, now that you're here, help me kill this guy in fucking Final Fantasy 14.
I'll be
But
like,
we can't do this
Superman,
raid.
Superman.
Dude, she'll be fucking like, no, we need to fuck. I'm like, do it. I gotta read good books. I gotta get caught up. There we go. Yep. Oh my God, this is what really happens.
I'm 16 issues behind.
Yeah, I'm 16 issues behind. Just get on top, baby.
You're doing all the work. It's not that I'm not interested.
I can't remember who the fuck told the story. I think it might have been you. It was you or somebody else. They were telling the story about how they were trying to get good at Halo again. So, like, their old lady wanted to get frisky one night, and they were just like, baby, just suck my dick. I got to play Halo. So the girls, like, started giving them a blowjob, and they were so pissed off at the game that they literally slammed the controller down on top of their fucking head. Because they weren't even paying attention to the blowjob they were getting.
I've never played a video game.
I want to know whose story that was.
Yeah, so do I, because I can't remember. Literally, we were sitting at your place back when you were at the fucking Roach Motel at Mike's.
Could have been.
That's how long ago it was. It was like almost right out of high school type of shit.
Could have been a Nick.
No.
No.
Okay, never mind.
No.
He has to keep a woman first.
Well,
Damn!
I know Nick was one of the major Halo players among the group. So.
Damn!
I'm sorry. It's not like he's going to get mad at me. He has to listen to the show.
Shit.
Yeah, it's true. He doesn't listen to the show.
So, guys, this is Future Scott here. Well, kind of present Scott and Future Scott. But since this episode is about, over an hour and 40-some minutes long, it's probably going to have to be cut down for the YouTube version.
Congratulations, YouTube. You made it to 2 parts. By the way, Future Scott, you're going to have to record more audio because literally wherever you cut it, you're going to have to be like, by the way, stay tuned for part 2. If not, just leave like a visual thing. Be like, part 2 coming next week.
Yep.
Which we'll get to master in a couple weeks. So, thank fucking God. More time to wait because fuck that show.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Hey guys, did you like that podcast? If so, remember to check out fandomnight.com. At fandomnight.com, you can drop a line to this show, or you could check out other podcasts as well. We cover all kinds of topics, everything from comic books, wrestling, movies, TV shows, video games, animes, mangas. It's outrageous. We seem to have a podcast for just about everything, and you have access to it just by going over to fandomnight.com. So check it out, guys. We're going to get out of here.